After co-creating the Black Panther Party, we're now in the 1970s, where Huey P. Newton is on the run from the FBI. Let's talk about the Apple TV Plus series, The Big Cigar. This is my fucking life. 3, 2. After co-creating the Black Panther Party, we're now in the 1970s, where Huey P. Newton is on the run from the FBI. Let's talk about the Apple TV Plus series, The Big Cigar. 2. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the Apple TV Plus series, The Big Cigar. This has 6 episodes in total, and they are all up and streaming now. And this is about Huey P. Newton, one of the co-creators of the Black Panther Party, as he is trying to elude the FBI in the early to mid 1970s. So before we get any further into the story here and my review, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a subscriber already for Dan Reviews It, thank you so much for that. Love it when you guys return and check out my videos. But if you're not, please consider subscribing and click that notification bell as well. Or, of course, you can just like this video or comment below. That stuff also helps people find my videos on the YouTube algorithm. So I certainly appreciate those things as well. Okay, so this is based, of course, on true events. But there was an article in Playboy in 2012 all about this. And so this sort of takes a lot of things from that article and sort of shapes them into a miniseries. So we have, as Huey P. Newton, Andre Holland, who is probably best known for his work in the film Moonlight, but he's also done a handful of other sort of politically or racially conscious films like Selma and 42. And we have Alessandro Nivola as Bert Schneider, who is a real film and TV producer of the time, and him and his business partner, Stephen Blonner, who are their childhood friends, and he's played by P.J. Byrne. They basically are trying to hide Huey and, help him escape the clutches of the FBI. You have Tiffany Boone as Gwen, who is the wife of Huey and a Black Panther Party member, and Mark Menchaca as an FBI agent who will not give up on the pursuit. And then there's a whole list of other people. I mean, there's so many people in this thing. You have Moses Ingram, for example, who is a young member of the Black Panther Party. Teresa, who proves to be very resourceful in some of the scheming. You have Innie Clemens as Richard Pryor, who is part of the scheme as well. You've got Glenn Turman as Huey's father. So there's a whole list of people. We don't need to go into all like 30 people involved in this. But one person I think we do want to talk about that's involved in this is Don Cheadle. He is one of the executive producers, and he directed the first 2 episodes. And, Don Cheadle has long been an advocate for, I think, this sort of era. A lot of the movies and shows that he has direct involvement in as, producer or director, is sort of in this, early 70s kind of era. And it makes sense. I mean, I don't know exactly how old Don Cheadle is, but I mean, he's older than he looks. I know that. I think he's in his 60s. So, he would have really, come of age in the 70s. So obviously there was a lot of, political upheaval going on, and, civil rights and all of that. So it makes sense that he would sort of narrow his focus on things like this. So he directs the first 2 episodes of this. We have 2 other directors handling 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, which, is never my favorite when I see that there's like a bunch of different directors. And look, I understand a lot of times, it's hard to get one person to sit down for 6 or 8 episodes and stay with the project for that long. No, people have moving parts and whatever, going on to other projects. But I do think a singular vision might have helped this a little bit more. And actually, I'm not sure why Cheadle decided to not direct all 6 episodes. But I think maybe those first two episodes, and probably the finale are the strongest entries. So, and Don directed those first two. So I don't know. But the acting here is very good. Huey P. I don't, I knew the name, and I would have associated him with the Black Panther Party. But I didn't know he co-created it, and I certainly didn't know really any of this stuff. With him being on the run and going into hiding, and them trying to make a fake movie to sort of get into certain places that maybe they wouldn't have been able to before. It's almost like Argo. I mean, this is about 10 years before something, eight years before. But if you saw the movie Argo, it's a lot of similar stuff. And that was also based on a true story. So this is obviously a fairly common theme, I guess, a common way to sort of get into places that maybe normal people would not be able to. Is, oh yeah, we're on a film crew, and we're scouting locations, or whatever the case may be. And so they at some point decide to actually make the movie. Hey, let's not just say we're doing it. If we got to come up with a script and all of this stuff, let's actually do this. And that's where people like Richard Pryor come in. There's a young Jack Nicholson in a small role. So that stuff enters into the picture as well. So the story is interesting, and Andre Holland, is great here as Huey P. Newton. I've only seen Moonlight once, but obviously that got a lot of critical acclaim, and that's his most famous role. But we've seen him in other things along the way, and he's really, really good here. And very compelling. But there's a time jumping issue. They go a lot from it's mostly 71 to 74, but there's in betweens and a little bit of 70, and it always tells us on the screen where we are, you know year wise, and maybe even place wise too, but it always tells us what year we're in. Okay, so we can sort of follow along the story there. But I think it dips a bit in quality, like I said, in some of those middle episodes. This would have perhaps been better served as a film. I know that's always the great debate, and I talk about it constantly on my channel about these miniseries that maybe would have been better served as movies. I think this might be one of them. I can't say I was ever like bored with it, but I do think between the whiplash of going from year to year, and you have to remember, okay, so Huey's hiding out here in this particular place, or oh, the FBI is looking for this thing, or oh, we're in this spot of making the movie. It's really quite the tennis match going back and forth with the years, but very good performances. And I think again, those first two episodes very strong with Don Cheadle's directing. I wish he would have stuck with the project directing all 6 episodes. I really think that would have maybe helped shape it a little bit better. But look, this is good, not great. I certainly learned some things, and they do put that disclaimer up front that says, certain things have been enhanced for dramatic purposes and whatever, but I didn't even really know the basic story. So, educational for sure. I leave The Big Cigar with a B, and you can check this out now, all 6 episodes streaming on Apple TV+. All right, that will do it for Dan Reviews It. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.